In today's message, eating and hunger are super significant right now. I see the extremes of eating and not eating, and this is being shown through a hunger hormone. It's just basically being uncharacteristically hungry or not at all. That's what's being presented to me. Recently, you could be struggling with overconsumption, overeating to feed a deep need or a comfort, or in the contrast of that, you could be not hungry at all, and that is showing up as well. For those of you who are struggling with the hunger hormone being overactive, not underactive, I see a lot of comfort eating. This could be eating so much until you don't feel well to fill that void. It also could just be mentally and emotionally hungry as well. But I just see that hunger being activated for you. That thread is super prominent right now. You're kind of using this as a way to deal with something you don't feel in control in. And on the opposite end, I see the restriction for some of you, those who are not hungry at all, can't find their appetite. There's a similar control grasp here, but this one is using being adverse to food to feel in control. This could be like fasting unintentionally or intentionally also to control the hunger. But I definitely see grasping with control being a theme for both of these, with the hunger hormone being drawn here. On that note, be sure to always check the description for the channel details and explanations more in depth. I leave them there so you don't have to follow too closely or hear me perfectly, since I'm kind of going through an assortment of different things I channel and draw. I'm a reader that's kind of a little bit more complicated and drawn to those nuances. So this is just a way to provide those details and complexities so I can stick to the core of the message and not get too in the weeds or the complexities. So always be sure to check out the descriptions. There's also an interesting message here about how you feel in your judgment at this time. I am again being presented two extremes similar to the hunger hormones. You could feel overly critical right now, like you have too much judgment on something. This could also show up for yourself with an over excess amount of judgment for others. It could also just show up in being acutely aware of the judgment of others and around you at this time, where you haven't been acutely aware in the past. So there's just like a theme of highlighting judgment in all forms, whether that be internal, external. But the important part here is you're maybe aware of the judgment in some way, more aware than you've been historically. I see this as someone like entering a gym or a public space that they've been going to for years now, but now they are like overly aware of themselves in some way. Instead of focusing on the workout or being in the present moment of whatever they're doing, they're focused on the perspective of others around them in this public area, which is different than in the past. I don't see this being as a bad thing. I see this being confirming that you're in ascension right now. This is showing as your awareness peeking through another level. And while you may be hyper aware of it being a negative, I think I see it actually as a very good positive right now. And I'll probably get to that again as we continue in this reading. Okay, so this is a unique spin to this, definitely. I'm being shown something that's not your energy now, and it's a person. It's different because it's their perspective to the loss of you. It's almost like a POV. I don't get things like this very often. I don't get point of views very often, but I'm being presented a timeline of events for them, like the absence of you opened up this vacuum type of energy, like a portal type of thing. The metaphysical laws of vacuum, we'll just say vacuum type of energy, for lack of a better scientific word, is it's now almost sucking things into the space to fill your absence. This is very chaotic. This is like grasping type of filling. It's not even that this person is conscious and is making an active choice. It's actually just the large energetic presence that you have created in this person's life. And then removing that has brought forth this vacuum type of energy as a direct result. I sense in their experience, since this directly has acted as an energetic force on them, the space can't be filled with any lower energetic duplications. This means that someone has to match your frequency to even come close to filling this type of space or this type of energetic hole. The duplications that are being sucked in, though, are nowhere near close to you and don't resemble your energetic makeup at all. The reason that you know that it's important that you know, and that I think Spirit is showing me this, is the process of sealing this energetic vacuum is almost impossible. And there is real repercussions of this as a result in their life, in their point of view, since you've left. This feels like scrambling, overcompensating, grasping at energies. This really feels chaotic. This feels like they can't actually get in front of it. They can't actually be conscious because they're just reacting to energies that are being pushed at them, that are being gravitated towards them. There's no way to kind of get in front, be preemptive in a way. In their perspective, there was a lot of stability with you prior to this shift that they're experiencing or that they've been experiencing. This part may sound a little bit unusual as we get deeper into this, but Spirit has brought forth a body set point theory for me to kind of like articulate this point. I think Spirit is very focused on the body in this reading, but if you're not familiar with the body set point theory, it's basically metabolic research. And this theory explains that every body has a natural comfort point of weight, whether this be the weight that you have always been at historically, or the weight that your body feels the most comfortable at. Its set point is the point it always tries to return back to. This is why people struggle to keep weight off, not necessarily lose weight, is because your body's always trying to get back to that homeostasis point, to that balance. So even if you overeat or you restrict, the body compensates to recalibration towards balance, and it always will pull you back to that force and use that force to get you there, whether you want it or not. So I think Spirit is using this set point theory to both literally and metaphorically present something. I think the literal sense is you've been experiencing extremes, if that resonates with you, sudden hunger, overeating, restriction. It's not failure. It's your body's way of searching for that set point again. But the metaphorical side of this that I think is being shown here is losing you triggers the same laws energetically that you're experiencing on a physical level. And the energetic laws is the other person, as they attempt to stuff or starve the vacuum that you left, those efforts are futile because the system will always try to reset. And so both of you kind of have those energetic forces on you, but in very different ways and for very different reasons. So if you notice yourself swinging into these extremes, Spirit is kind of showing you the imbalance in a way that you can't dismiss, and it's being presented to you in that physical way for a reason. Overeating is trying to fill that void, and restriction is trying to control it. But both are, what I'm being shown is a symbolic rehearsal of how you and how they are relating to emptiness. The difference here seems to be your awareness of these patterns is what allows you to recalibrate. Theirs keeps them looping. I also think that theirs is a direct response to your presence. Like, for example, when you were there and you were a presence in their life, there could be a direct correlation to how, if you balance them, you then experienced more fluctuations with this physical cue that Spirit's showing me. Like, it could have been worse in the past than it is now because you're not balancing, you're not creating homeostasis for their energy anymore. Now it's directly just yours. So it could be more infrequent that you're experiencing these recalibrations that manifest physically for you. But there is a push and pull dynamic here. There's kind of like a ripple effect as this person experiences that recalibration in that vacuum space. You're going to feel the ripple effect. And it's kind of being shown to you in this eating recalibration that Spirit is really wanting to highlight for you here today. I think the message, the intricate body message today is the awareness for these things is critical for you right now. You are aware of the judgment and the imbalance that's presented in your physical for a reason. And that's the point that Spirit is showing me to kind of like emphasize to you is important. It's there for a reason. What's happening is this awareness to these things like overeating, undereating, the judgment around your physical being right now or your body it's kind of sharpening your discernment over time to imbalances. It's showing you something over and over again through the body. You could feel like these imbalances come up frequently or like there's a regularness to this pattern in some way. You're basically not a stranger to this feeling. I sense that, but your awareness or judgment is sharpening with it. And I think that that's the really good part that's being kind of shown to me to like encourage that, to encourage the judgment in some way. It's also a confirmation of imbalance that this person feels through your absence. Like you're kind of getting that energetic ripple through your body as a result. Or at least that's kind of what's being shown to me is like through your physical body and through these extremes that you are fluctuating between, for example, undereating, overeating, or those imbalances here with that. It's the ripple energy from the vacuum that you created. When they absorb an imbalance or they experience that ripple, it reaches you in some way. But there's also another important reason that it keeps happening to you in the extremes from hunger and judgment and awareness is it's refining your awareness of imbalances through this repetition. It's very important that it keeps happening over time because if it didn't, you might not become the master of discerning that I sense you are on the path to become through very keen awareness. And so it's important you stay aware of your body doing this to slowly begin to practice recalibrating as it happens. I sense that you've already been doing this historically, but that's the real intention behind these feelings is you're like, why does this keep happening to me? And that's why. It's just a tool to help sharpen your discernment to imbalances through your physical body as a channel being used for it. So you'll be pushed through this way often. And your job, in other words, is to remain aware and slowly recalibrate back to your base point as you're already doing. It's kind of a strange, indirect way. I see it can be kind of frustrating, but it's a training mechanism through spirit. And the only way that you'd really pay attention is through your body, because I do sense you have a deep either awareness, judgment, or attachment to that physical part. And so spirit just knows that that's the only way that you would listen. I know that sounds kind of silly, but or maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure. It's just, it seems like that's the avenue of the most success for you. So it's important to accept the judgment that you feel. That's the other note about this is you will keep having awareness through a judgmental lens as well. It's important you kind of look at that with appreciation and not push it away, because I do sense that you don't want to be judgmental or you don't want to feel people are judging you, but you're not doing anything wrong by being critical. In fact, your awareness of these things is just your sharpening being shown to you, your sharpening of your discernment being shown back to you. It can start a little negative, the judgment or the awareness, but the negativity is actually the way that awareness comes forth at the beginning. It slowly pulls towards more optimism as the discernment, as the lens grows in strength, but that takes a lot of practice and recalibration. So don't be discouraged if you feel negative awareness. That's actually a really positive thing that I'm being shown to explain to you. This last part is maybe a confirmation to those who already instinctively know to do this, but to keep leaving comments. The comments themselves do not have to be anything personal about you. Think of these as energetic nudges. This helps me align to your energy more efficiently and be able to channel for you. And I want to be able to do that. I read each and every one, always. None are missed. None are ignored. I am so thankful for each and every one of you and love you all. So, cheers, friends.